Hey everybody, Bill from Iowa. So this just happened. You know, get home from work, come back, hang out with the ducks, hang out with the chickens. My wife gets mad at me because she says I spend too much time out here. But while we're out here, I'm flipping through, the Facebook videos, and here lately the ones that have to do with God and Christianity have interested me a lot. And I'm not the best Christian. I've called myself, Paul. I'm the guy that, used to maybe not persecute the church, but I've rejected Christ for quite a while, and he's never given up on me. So, watching videos about changing your life and how, if you just get into the Bible, if you get in with Jesus, right, just open that door and things will start changing, right? I don't have to go out and be the best Christian in the world. My stepdad Frank's already got that one squared away. And I don't have to worry about sin, because you know what? Sin's really not the problem. It's a product of the problem. Jesus went on the cross to save everybody, regardless of where they are in their life. Right? You could be the homeless guy, hooked on drugs, living on the street. Or you be a guy like me who, got a decent house, working hard, but, that inner voice just tells you you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm listening to all this, and I'm choring ducks. And those of you that have watched Bill from Iowa videos over the course of the last couple of years, 6 or 7 or 8, there's been Bill from Iowa videos for a while. You guys know that we're transitioning all our livestock, out of individual pens, chicken runs, duck runs, and we're moving them out to the pasture. And the ducks got moved 3 or 4 weeks ago. Or not the ducks, the chickens got moved 3 or 4 weeks ago. But you know what? Chickens can fly, and the fence is only 4 feet tall. So, almost a daily occurrence, I'm throwing 3 or 4 chickens into the pasture, and then, the next day I come out and there's, 5 or 6 huddled around the ducks. 3 or 4 got out. They fly over the fence. So I just quit putting food and water out for them. Sooner or later they'll figure it out. So today, I have to laugh. Today, I'm bringing a bag of goat feed in, right? Because we're out of goat feed. And as I drive up to the pasture opening, it's a 12-foot gate, I look and I see 3 chickens just running for all they're worth for the gate. They went in. They figured out the food, the water, life-sustaining sustenance is inside there, inside the pasture. And that happens every day. And 9 times out of 10, I have to get a fishing net out to catch them, throw them back in, and they just jump right out. Or we got to coax them in, with sweet corn, and we're out of sweet corn. Hopefully there's some over at the transfer station. All you folks that are, cleaning out your gardens, maybe there's some corn over there that can use to coax them in. So I grabbed the 50-pound bag of goat feed out of the back of the truck, and I walk over to the gate, and there's 2 chickens standing there. And I just look at them, and I'm like, guys, I'm not chasing you today. I don't have the energy. I says, but someday you're going to understand that the food and the water, the life-sustaining elements that you need to have an abundant life, is inside this fence. And all you have to do is walk in. I'm literally talking to these chickens and telling them that. And as I opened the gate, these 3 chickens just walk in. And at first it didn't hit me. They just walk into the pasture. I've spent 14, 15, 18 days chasing these guys in, trying to get them in there. But today, these chickens just follow me in. You know, big old Bill Phillips carrying a 40 or 50 pound bag of goat feed. And these chickens decide today, as I'm talking to them, not realizing that, you know, it's biblically related, but it is. Once we figure out that abundant life is inside the pasture, it's with Jesus. He's gonna give us what we need to survive. He's gonna give us what we need to have an abundant life. You know, and I'm not talking about food, water. For the chickens, it's food and water and a safe place, a harborage from the multiple cats that are running around here trying to kill chickens. But it hit me like a brick. I'm like, those 3 chickens just walked in as I'm talking to them about stuff that could be related. So, as I sit here with tears running down both sides of my face, it's what life is about, guys. It's abundant life. It's not where you are now. It's not where we decide or where we think, you know, God doesn't want me. I'm a horrible person. God wants you. Even though you're a horrible person, God wants to help you with that. If you can't beat the drugs, if you can't beat, you know, the sin in your life, stop thinking that sin is the problem, because it's not. It's a product of the problem. Sin is in your life because you don't have a relationship with Jesus. When you get a relationship with Jesus, guess what? The sin goes away. Not immediate, immediate. It's not like I became a Christian and I'm done sinning. No, it doesn't work that way. Right? You got to build that relationship. And as your focus on abundant life becomes more on Jesus than the drugs, more on Jesus than the alcohol, and I'm still fighting that battle, guys. You know that. The sin falls away all by itself. It wasn't me that did it. It was my relationship. My focus on abundant life goes towards what is real. And what is real, where I'm going to get the most abundant life, isn't the alcohol, isn't the drugs, it isn't whatever. It's Jesus. No matter what happens in my life, if my relationship with Jesus is where it should be, I can handle anything. And he has my back. This is a little extreme. We've never done a Bill from Iowa video like this, but how do you ignore the fact that I've been fighting these chickens for at least a month? And as I'm talking about Christianity, abundant life, to the chickens, these 3 just walk in on their own. Like, yep, you're right. Hope everybody had a great day. I'm sorry it's a 9-minute long video. Hope you watched it all. It's Bill from Iowa. Talk to you later.